Ooh, I hope that it's got English. English. Ha ha ha! Yay! Hopefully it saved all of the settings. Okay. Put this down.
How many times have you returned to this point? I have not counted. 3 years. You're here almost every single night. And as time goes by, your memory is beginning to fade. Don't stand in my way. No matter how long I linger here, no matter how deep the truth is hidden within the shadows, I
So cool.
find it.
It looks so good.
I have no time to lose. The key to the case is that book.
I have a notepad and pencil handy, just in case. I inked a path with death. Awaited his arrival patiently. Tonight he finally knocked on my door. Ooh. Unexpected misfortune. I think that's what it said. Open up. If you won't open these doors, we're breaking in. Uncle. Oh no, what? How could this possibly be? No, Master Lo. Lord, the murderer's sleeping like a baby at the scene of the crime. My head is spinning. I can't seem to clear my mind. The murderer. Could he be talking about me? Oh. Aces? Okay, tap the left and right arrows or A and D to control movement. Stay still and quit moving, you murderer. No, it was not me. I am just a detective. I came here to... I know you're lying. How dare you kill Master Lo? Calm down, Officer Ma. Allow him to finish. We need to verify his true identity. I am Shen Zhongjingping. I can't pronounce very well. A traveling detective. My assistant Afu and I arrived in this town last night to obtain clues on an old case. Our steamship broke down midway, and we struggled until late to reach shore. Oh, cute. I can't believe we got here so late. Huh? You shouldn't be allowed near the generator. They read fast, or they talk fast, so I can read everything. Seeing a young lady crying over there. Excuse me, miss. Are you all right? Oh. Why did she run away? Perhaps it is a delicate matter. Let's continue on our way then. By the way, that novelist you're visiting, is he really related to the open case? I think he could lead to the breakthrough we need. Off to go get generator parts. Shift. Who goes there? It's late. I have an appointment with Mr. Lowe to meet today. My journey was delayed by a storm en route. Not wish to miss our appointment, so I took the liberty of arriving at such late hours. Have we met before? We have never met in person. We have always communicated through letters. Oh, I see. One moment. Come on in, Mr. Shen. Oh. Well, I guess he does look like the dead guy. I was like, he doesn't look the same as the guy that was on the floor. Please wait a moment, Mr. Shen. I must finish writing the story on hand. I do not wish to break my train of thought. No need to worry. I shall bide my time and await for yours. It's cold in the evening. Could I trouble you to close the door and hang the latch for me? Oops. Oh, so he locked the door. And he was the only one there. Interesting. Can we click on objects? No. And look at the mirror. Seems out of place compared with other furniture in the room. Slightly taller than a person, a lock hangs from the handles. There are piles of old books underneath the novelist's bed. They're all covered in dust, which means that he has not read them in quite a while. We're interrupting him. The door has been closed. Please be at ease. I came here today on account of an important matter. Have you ever heard of the peculiar case that happened in London 3 years ago? Let's take our time to talk about this case. You must be tired from traveling afar. I'm sure you haven't had anything to eat yet. There are some local rice cakes on the chest beside me. Please, I insist, have a taste. Then it would be rude of me to decline. Oops. There are a few pieces of translucent pastries on the plate. I'm quite hungry. Perhaps just one piece. Uh-oh. No, wait. These rice cakes. Ah. That is what had happened. After I ate the cake, I lost consciousness until you arrived. So you're saying that you fainted inside this room because someone had drugged you? That is correct. I told you not to weasel. Even if you were drugged, the only possible murderer is you. I've got ironclad proof. There's no way I'm wrong. Good question. Officer Ma, would it be possible to ask you to elaborate on what the ironclad proof is? How dare you, trying to provoke me? Truth fears no questions. Surely the judge also wants to see your proof to avoid misjudgment. Lope is a local celebrity. I must account for this properly to townspeople. Tell us what you know then, Officer Ma, just so I could be at peace with this arrest. Fine, just so you know how you got caught. Deduction. Reasons for suspecting. Judge Sheng, it's simple. Until we found the corpse, this room was completely sealed off. Sealed off? The window frame prevents anyone from entering or leaving through it. I wonder if there's a lock on the wardrobe too. I'm going to say, I wonder if there's like a secret entrance through the wardrobe. The door was bolted from the inside. If I hadn't broken the latch with my kick, we wouldn't even have been able to get in. How did they know to break in the first place? Which means that the murderer could only be someone who was already in the room. And that somebody is you. How could this be? The room was sealed off, and I was the one who hung the door latch. Ain't the truth. As clear as day now. It's weird having almost slang in the dialogue, considering the accents. Won't you just confess already? Officer Ma's deduction seems quite precise. I believe there has been no misjudgment.
沈先生，除非你能出示一份能证明你自己无辜的决定性证据。
Mr. Shen, unless you are able to provide conclusive evidence to prove your innocence.
否则，本官就要下令将你羁押了。
I'll have no choice but to give orders to take you into custody.
我的双手都被绑着，该如何在这么短的时间里找到决定性的证据？
Both of my hands are tied. How am I supposed to find evidence in such a short time?
沈仲平，你要冷静下来，通过观察和推理来解决问题。
Calm down, Shen. This problem can be solved through observation and reasoning.
一切行为都会在现场留下痕迹。
All actions are bound to leave a trace on the scene.
我很清楚被害人不是我杀的，有人设了局来陷害我。
I am absolutely sure that I did not murder the victim. Someone is trying to frame me.
因此，在现场遗留的痕迹中，一定能找到所谓的。
So I will be able to find a contradiction within the traces left behind at the scene.
在回答知信的问题前，我必须先仔细观察一下现场。
Before I answer Judge Chang's questions, I need to carefully observe the scene first. Crime scene investigation. Oh, it's like a little paintbrush. Short blade stained with blood. This should be the murder weapon found within my grasp and now seems as evidence against me. The victim died facing upwards with multiple wounds on his chest. Clothes stained with blood. My hands and feet are tied, so I can't get any closer to see any other details of the corpse. Oh, I wonder... Does he have blood on him? The blood on my sleeve probably belongs to the deceased. It seems like there's also blood on my back as well. Quit moving, you punk. What are you trying at? Officer Ma, could I trouble you to help me take off my coat? How dare you order me around? I would like to take a look at the back to see if it is also stained with blood. Can't you just look in the mirror? Indeed, Mr. Shen, there are bloodstains on your back. That's gotta be Master Lo's blood. But why would it be on his back? They do somewhat resemble a murderer. Okay. Several long, continuous blood splatters on the floor. They are cast off pattern blood stains. An evident gap within the 3 longest bloodstains. How could this be? A gap in a bloodstain is most likely caused by something being removed, would be my guess. The disruption of bloodstain was likely because something blocked the path of the splatter. The appearance of a gap shows that something that was once there has been moved. Have you found evidence that can prove your innocence? This piece of evidence will be able to prove my innocence. So dramatic.
一个背对死
Officer
者
Ma is a person able to kill someone with a dagger while having his back to them.
自然不
Of course not.
那么
If so,
这件血
this
衣
blood-stained coat will be able to prove my innocence.
难道这血衣不是你的？
So this coat ain't yours?
是我。
It is mine. I am wearing it. Silly.
真是胡闹！
What kind of nonsense is this? With dagger and blood, you're still saying you ain't guilty?
沈先生，
Mr. Shen,
这件
how does this
血衣
blood-stained coat prove that you are innocent?
请看衣服上
Take a
血
look
字位
at where the bloodstains are. They appear on the back and not across the chest.
这又能说明
So what
什
does
么呢？
that imply?
说明死者的
It
世界
implies that I had my back towards the victim when his blood was spilled.
我既然背对死者，自然无法举刀扎他的胸膛。
As my back is facing the victim, I am unable to raise a dagger to stab his chest.
一定是在杀人的时候
You must
把衣
have
服
turned
反
your
过来
clothes inside out when you committed the murder. He's pretty determined.
这种鬼把戏
Such trickery is nothing new to me.
马捕头，请看这里，
Officer Ma, please look here.
地上有两道走势连续的抛甩状血迹，它们的中间有一个明显的断层。
The floor has multiple cast-off pattern bloodstains, including one with a noticeable gap.
断层的出现，说明在那里原本有一个遮挡物，
It lots of reading. It shows that there was once something there that had been moved later on.
难道有人破坏了现场？
Did someone mess with the crime scene?
那个遮挡物，
That something was probably me.
我没猜错的话，我背上的血渍应该能与地上的血迹拼合起来。
If I am right, the blood stain on my back should be able to match the blood stain on the floor.
这便能证明，案发时我已经晕倒在地上。
This will prove that I was unconscious on the floor during the time of the crime.
而倒在地上的我，是没办法持刀捅人，并留下那样的血迹。
I would not have been capable of stabbing him to create such bloodstains as I laid on the floor.
有一定的道理。
There is some truth to that.
因此，事实的真相是，
Therefore, the truth of the matter is,
凶手杀死我，
after the murderer killed Liu Pei, he planted the dagger in my hands to frame me for his crime.
即便全身被绑，也能冷静地分析、还原现场情况。
Even while you are completely tied up, you are still able to calmly analyze the crime scene.
沈先生令我刮目相看啊！
Mr. Shen, that's impressive.
看来你果然是个侦探。
It seems that you really are a detective.
大人过奖了，我的嫌疑终于洗清了。
You flatter me, Judge Chang, so my suspicion has finally been cleared. As the only two people in this room, if you ain't the murderer,
难道罗蒙
you
是自杀
sayin'
吗
he killed himself?
若想知道真相，我需要全面地调查一下现场。
If I want to find out the truth, I need to thoroughly investigate the crime scene.
但我手脚被绑，调查不便。不知张大人是否可以？
However, with my hands and feet tied, it is impossible for me to investigate.
马捕头，要不我们给他
Officer Ma, how about we untie him?
大人，万一他……
Lord, what if he…
大人放心，在查清案子之前，我绝不离开这里。
Rest assured, reading. Rest assured, Judge Chang, I will not leave this place until we get to the bottom of this case.
你要是敢在我眼皮子底下耍花招，本部绝不轻饶。
If you try any funny business under my nose, you'll pay for it. I am finally allowed to move around in this room. Need to investigate the crime scene as quickly as possible. I can't miss a single detail. Throughout investigations, I will surely encounter many doubts. I should think carefully. Oh, so who's this? Oh, that's the nephew. Okay. Now that you're gone, I am truly alone. I'm sorry for your loss. In order to uncover the truth, I need to ask you a few questions. You're the one who murdered him. There's no need for your crocodile tears. Someone murdered your uncle and framed me. I am sure you would like to find out the truth as much as I do. Go on and ask then. What is he holding? Please tell me about the events you encountered this morning. Every morning I come by Uncle's place to help him with jobs that he's too busy to deal with. There has to be someone to take care of his mundane tasks like cleaning up and feeding the chickens. What do you do for a living? My uncle pays me. I also help him organize his manuscripts sometimes. I understand. Please continue recounting what happened this morning. I came to visit Uncle like usual, but I couldn't hear a sound from the room, which was strange. Also, that's how they knew to look inside. When I arrived, I saw Yangtze. I was already here. Oh, I saw Yangtze was already here. He said that he didn't see my uncle either. I knocked on the door for quite a while, but no one answered. I have a sensitive nose, so I kept sensing the smell of blood coming from inside the room. I felt like something was terribly wrong, so I told Yangtze to hurry and get someone. I'm probably really pronouncing these names wrong. When we finally entered the room, I found that my uncle had been murdered. So dramatic. Go on, ask then. With your uncle's interpersonal relationships, have you ever noticed someone suspicious? Sniffles. Aren't you the most suspicious person? Then let me pose this question differently. Did your uncle hold any grudges against anyone? My uncle was very friendly, but he held some kind of grudge against Yangtze, the errand runner. Who was there already? What kind of grudge? Yangtze attempted to steal coins from the table during a delivery, but my uncle caught him. Yangtze was seized by the government and got beaten for it too. When did this occur? It was about half a month ago, so I'm sure he's still bitter about it. Do you suspect that Yangtze murdered him out of vengeance? After all, he's the one who delivers rice cakes to my uncle. Also, when I arrived here this morning, he was already here. I don't know how long he'd been. Now that I recall, he did have a sort of sneaky look on his face. And he delivered the rice cakes? It seems that it is necessary to talk about this issue with Yangtze. Go on and ask then. Okay, we already asked both of those, so no more questions. You're just gonna do an autopsy right in the middle of the room? That seems odd. I'm sure I'll have to come back to it. I'm still suspicious of the wardrobe. But it is locked. Let me try and pick the lock open. I give up. If only Afu was here. He's very skilled in things like this. Where is Afu? I guess he was fixing the generator. A walnut bedside table. There are books and several old newspapers on top. Within the bedside table are undergarments and such. One of these newspapers carried the news of Lope publishing his novel. The photo on this newspaper, the one on the left is Lope, and the one on the right seems to be the lady we saw last night. The one that ran away crying. According to this, the young lady is Liu Pisheng, an editor who helped Lope publish his books. Okay, we'll check the bed. There are piles of old books. We already saw that. All covered in dust. Okay, so we've checked the bed, the bedside table, the wardrobe, not the desk. Lope's desk is placed in front of the window. When I met him last night, he was bent over his desk writing the entire time. Let me take a look at what he has on his desk. Hey, what do you think you're doing? Quit moving around. I need to examine the desk and see if there are any clues. Who knows if there are any unpublished manuscripts sitting on the desk? You can't just go snooping around and touching stuff. Officer Ma, I understand your concerns, but I merely wish to investigate. I'll be careful. You better be. I'll be keeping a close eye on you from right here. Okay, so there's a pile of blank rice papers in the drawer with the paperweight placed on top. Next to the papers are 2 new pens, 3 candles, and a box of matches. There's also a small box. In it is an ink cartridge made of tin, holding a half-used ink block. Okay. A rack with 4 calligraphy brushes hanging on it, a piece of oil paper underneath the rack. Ink on one of the calligraphy brushes has not dried out yet. Oh. There's a book titled Tales of the Moon Colony. There are several magazines underneath it, all of which are illustrated fiction. Stack of newspapers, various issues of the Shanghai News have all published Lope's works. Fact unlocked. Common white glazed candlestick. There is still half a stick of unburned candle on top. Stack of books on the table, including The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes. Fitting. Late Ming Dynasty? How did that get it from that? A simple square-shaped inkstone. There are several plum blossoms engraved on one side. There's a layer of residual ink on the inkstone that is starting to harden into a gelled state. Okay. So we looked at the candle, the books, the ink, the items in the drawer. I'm thinking this is the exact same one. I already did that one. What else is there to look at? Well, there's the other two brushes. Oh, that's the same as before too. Can I check the box? No. Oh, a frame on the window that would stop a person from climbing in or out. No traces of scaling. I was not able to find any useful clues. It seems like something is missing. Okay. Check the desk. What about the plate? Oh, rice cakes are missing. There were several pieces of rice cakes on the plate, but now they are all gone. I don't know. It seems awfully weird to do an actual autopsy just at the murder scene even. But, okay, so let's see. Deceased is in his undergarments and his coat is gone. I've searched the entire room for it, but it is nowhere to be found. This room is locked down. How could the coat disappear into thin air? Okay. Chest is stained with blood. Among 3 violent stab wounds, 2 were fatal. The wound is small and deep. The shape of the wound is consistent with the blood-stained dagger. Locations of the 3 stab wounds are irregular and in different directions as well. Is he holding anything? Oh. Only any undergarments. Limbs. There is no abnormalities found on the limbs of the deceased. No hesitation wounds or defense wounds are present on any part of his body. Well, if he ate some of the rice cakes, he was probably unconscious also. That is quite peculiar. Okay. Ooh, collar. There's white powder on the collar of the deceased. From the rice cakes, perhaps? Feels like something made from glutinous rice. These are crumbs from the rice cake. It seems that Lope had eaten a rice cake before he died. Okay. Already checked his collar. Lips. His mustache is crooked. Upon further inspection, there is glue on the underside. Glue? The mustache shape looks Western, not Han Chinese. Apparently, the deceased is wearing a fake mustache. Interesting. Okay, got the body. Limbs. Chest. Lips, collar. Oops. Hair. Faint fragrance can be smelled from the hair of the deceased. The scent is from flowers, incense, or cologne. Oh, isn't. Seems to resemble a scent similar to camphor wood. Male corpse declared legally deceased. Death by stabbing, no defense wounds, wore a fake mustache, only dressed in undergarments, hair smelled of... I have completed investigations on the corpse. I need to Reconsider relative clouds of doubt. Okay. We'll check the mirror again. Well, we know we can see our reflection. Book box. Wooden boxes filled with books that Lope published. Ghost in the Well, Bells and Bones, Mysterious Echo, The Confined Room Mystery. Ooh. Unfortunately, this copy of The Confined Room Mystery is not the original manuscript. You like The Confined Room Mystery too? The reason why I came to visit Lope was to speak to him about this book. You've got good taste. The death scenes in The Confined Room Mystery were absolutely stunning. Officer Ma, do you know where the inspiration of this book comes from? Ain't got a clue, but Master Lo was an extraordinary fella. Anything could have inspired him. This man's accent. If it were talking about good storytelling, it's gotta be Swordsman's Case. It's a real dang shame we'll never get to read the next volume. Okay, so we can talk to the judge. I think we've checked every surface and everything. Can talk to Officer Ma. I can't believe Lord would allow you to join in on the investigations. Don't even try to play any tricks. I'm watching your every move. Rest assured, officer, I will uncover the actual murderer. You better keep in mind, don't mess up the crime scene with your incompetence. All right. In order to find out the truth, I would like Officer Ma to answer a few of my questions. Go on then, ask away. Officer Ma, were there any other people present when you arrived on scene? What happened? Why are you asking so much? Are you trying to say that I didn't protect the crime scene? Let me give you the facts. Everything is exactly the way it was when we arrived. No one's allowed to mess with the crime scene under my watch. You misunderstand me. Officer Ma, I just wanted to know what happened. Happenings occurred before I awoke. When we got here, Lo Xuan was shaking the door, saying he smelled blood coming from inside. I was worried about Master Lo, so I went up to the door and kicked it right open. After that, well, you know what happened after. I suppose no one could have come in or gone out during that period. Obviously, I've got a soldier standing guard outside the courtyard. We searched the entire premises but didn't find others, during which no one left either. That's why the murderer is definitely you. Who else could it be, huh? I understand. Once I complete my investigations, I will explain everything to you, Officer Ma. Go on then, ask away. Officer Ma, it seems you admired the victim? Well, of course. Master Lo is a great novelist. Everyone respects him. Does Lope have any relatives? His wife died young and they had no children. He's got a good-for-nothing nephew, though. The one that was knocking on the door? Over there, the one who won't quit sobbing. Stop crying already. I'm sick of that awful noise. He's got no patience. Oh, all right, sniffle, sob. I want to know what he's holding. Go on then, ask away. Okay, we already did all of those. And talk to Judge Chang. Did you notice anything out of the ordinary when you arrived? Well, I was not aware of anything unusual. Besides the dead body, of course. Lo Xinwen shook the door. Officer Ma kicked it open, and we found you and Lo Pei covered in blood. I suppose no one suspicious was discovered during that process. Well, none at all. What kind of person was Lo Pei? Lo Pei gained great fame when his book Chamber of Doubts was serialized in the Shanghai News. As the first celebrity to come from this town in decades, naturally he was loved by all. This town was originally named Quincy, maybe? Town to comply with popular will. We renamed it Perot Town. All right, I understand now. Okay. What do you understand? Okay, we can't get in there. We already talked to him. Can we leave? No, but we can examine the front door. Simple and modest front door made of pine wood. Broken latch still hangs on the door, exposing the brown lines within. Officer Ma, did you say that you broke this latch with your kick? When I got here, that Lo Xinwen was shaking the door with all his might. What good would that do when the door is locked from the inside? I got anxious, so I went up and bam, kicked the door right open. Maybe it wasn't still latched. A simple and modest door. Okay. Okay, can we look outside? Shen, I've been waiting for you. Aha. Excuse me? I heard there's been a murder in that house. His Honor has orders that there's to be no shouting at the crime scene. He's probably shouting enough for everyone. Shen, you don't look very well. Is everything all right? I am fine. However, I am afraid I will have to stay here until the truth is uncovered. Have you found the murderer? Who is the prime suspect? At the moment, the prime suspect is me. I can't believe the murderer was actually you, Shen. Let me help you. Denied. His Honor has orders that random people aren't allowed to enter. Soldier, I'm not just some random person. His Honor has orders that I need to guard this gate, so you aren't allowed to enter. Soldier, Jen Cheng asked you to guard the gate and keep out those uninvolved in the case, right? You're not wrong. If someone is relevant, shouldn't he be allowed to enter? That's true. It's weird, the voices were gone for a while and now they're back. Soldier, Shen is unfortunately a suspect in this case. He's trying to clear his name. He's got like a little braid, kind of like Jedi apprentices. Padawans. As I am his trustworthy assistant, don't you think that I am also involved in this case? I get it now. I knew Soldier would understand. You're the accomplice. The accomplice is also involved in investigations. You can come in and be investigated. Investigations can't be delayed. So we tell him about all of it. So that is your elevation of... Oh. So that is your evaluation of this case. Nope, this is just a sigh for becoming an accomplice. It was good enough that they allowed you to come in. Hurry up and help me investigate. Okie dokie. So, okay. We definitely want to look at the rice cakes. Hey Shen, what about this? These rice cakes are a local delicacy. I ate a piece last night. Uh-oh. Why did you pause, Shen? How did you feel after you ate a piece last night? I did not feel much. I ate a piece last night and lost consciousness right after. Seeing your reaction, this bundle of rice cakes probably is not laced with knockout drugs. Now we get to talk to Yangtze. Mr. Official, when can I go? I still have some steamed buns to deliver this morning. Yeah, but you're my number one suspect, so... Or the nephew. Excuse me. Who may you be? My name is Yangtze. I run errands on the daily. I was the one who called the officials today. If he called the officials... May I ask you about the case? Of course. Everyone around knows that I'm warm-hearted, considerate, helpful, friendly. Just tell me about what happened this morning. Master Lo loves rice cakes. Every morning Master Lo will ask me to deliver a bundle. As I specialized in errand running, my service is 100% impeccable. Everyone around knows. Just tell me about what you saw when you arrived at Lope's courtyard. Usually Master Lo is already out of bed and exercising in the courtyard waiting for me. This morning when I came to deliver the rice cakes as usual, I didn't see Lope anywhere. I thought he probably overslept, so I hollered. Oh my goodness, I can't talk. Probably overslept, so I hollered for him, but there was no response. I saw the gates were open, so I went inside the courtyard and put the rice cakes on the table. Wait. This morning? So is this before the detective arrived or after? Now I'm really suspecting the nephew. Then someone called out to me. It was Master Lo's nephew, Lo Xinwen. So he went over and knocked on the door, but there was still no response at all. Oh, I thought he said he went inside and put the rice cakes on the table, but he put them on the table in the courtyard. Lo Xinyan smelled blood and asked me to call officials. I was so scared I ran all the way to the government office and got Officer Ma. Officer Ma and Lo Xinwen kicked open the door together while I waited outside. You mean to say that you never entered Lope's house? After hearing someone died in there, my legs were scared stiff. How could I dare go in? I was planning to leave, but a soldier came and blocked the gate, so I got stranded here. I understand now. Thank you. Is there anything else you want to ask? All of the things. How much do you know about Lope? Master Lo is a celebrity, and I'm just an errand runner. Since Officer Ma is familiar with Master Lo, why don't you ask Officer Ma about this? Oh, what do you mean by that? I caught sight of Master Lo and Officer Ma meeting in private several times, though. Are they close friends with one another? However, there was one time when they got into a fight, and Officer Ma even unsheathed his blade. What were they arguing about? He likes to unsheath his blade during conversation, though. I didn't have the guts to eavesdrop. Officer Ma was already fuming. I need to confirm the dispute with Officer Ma. Is there anything else you want to ask? Yes. The rice cakes Lo Pei eats are delivered by you, is that correct? Sure, I deliver them every day. Everyone around knows that I do my job seriously. I passed out after eating a rice cake last night. Apparently it was laced with knockout drugs. What? It wasn't me. I didn't do that. Don't be ridiculous. I have nothing against Lo Pei and never even met you before. Why would I do that? Did the rice cakes you delivered to Lo Pei ever pass through the hands of someone else? Impossible. If something is handed to me, there is no way I'd give it to someone else. But I heard he loves rice cakes. He'd never turn them down. Maybe it was a gift from a reader. Do you know anyone who gifted him rice cakes? Not a clue. How about you let me go and ask Mr. Cow? Everyone around knows that I'm... No, thank you. Is there anything else you want to ask? Here you are. I heard that you once had a grudge with Lo Pei. Is that true? No way. How could I ever have the guts to hold a grudge against Master Lo? Lo Pei noticed you stealing his money, and you were beaten at the court for it. Am I wrong? That was a misunderstanding. How could that even count as a grudge? I saw silver coins on the floor, so I wanted to pick them up and return them to him. That's all in the past. If Mr. Shen hadn't reminded me, I would have forgotten all about it already. That was only half a month ago. You're forgetting so soon? Could it be that you felt wronged by Lo Pei and decided to kill him out of vengeance? It's kind of a wishy-washy motive. That's a wrongful accusation. I don't even have the guts to kill a chicken, let alone a person. When you arrived on scene this morning, were there any other people around? Oh, goodness. No one, but Lo Xinwen arrived pretty much right after. I've already told you everything about my morning in detail. Do you need me to repeat myself? No, thank you. Is there anything else you want to ask? No more questions. Chickens? Oh, we can look at the chickens. Look, Shen, there are 2 free-range chickens here. Chickens! Sure, 2 chickens. Do you think they are involved in this case? Yes, the Chimpkins killed Lo Pei. I heard that the free-range chickens in this area have delicious meat because they walk so much. Yes, my thoughts exactly. Okay, we can't leave. We checked the chickens. We talked to him. We looked at the rice cakes. Oh yes, we need to ask the detective about his grudge. Who goes there? Who gave you the nerve to break in? Judge Chang, Officer Ma, this is Afu, my assistant. Please allow him to assist me. We already made an exception by allowing your investigation, and now an assistant? He is mechanically minded and is skilled in comparing traces. He will be of great help. That's called science. Clear your doubts, Officer Ma. Since we've already allowed Mr. Shen to join in our investigations, let him do things his way. You have my gratitude, Your Honor. If you fail us, I'll add obstruction of official duties to your list of crimes. Yes, but I want to talk to you about what the other guy said. You're all over the place. You're not messing with the crime scene, are you? Rest assured, Officer Ma, I am a professional in that aspect. In order to find out the truth, I would like Officer Ma to answer a few of my questions. Go on then, ask away. Officer Ma, I heard that you once had a dispute with Lope. Could you... The audacity! How dare you suspect me? I have yet to confirm a suspect now. I also believe that Officer Ma has nothing to hide. I bet you heard this rumor from Yangtze. Didn't you? Master Lo enjoyed drinking with me and talking about my past cases, for source material. But Master Lo is always listening to me. He rarely talks about himself, so I got to asking. Only then did I know how hard it was to write stuff and what he had to deal with from his fame. I was drunk and riled up, drawing out my sword to ask the gods why they'd make Master Lo suffer. He was born to put all of his talent to writing books. His accent. Yangtze saw us when he came to deliver something, but I didn't know he would do me dirty like that. Me? Have a fight with Master Lo? Baloney! Go on then, ask away. No more questions. Can I ask him about... Oops, I already investigated. I know. That's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to talk to the nephew. In order to uncover the truth, I need to ask a few more questions. Go on and ask then. Never mind. Okay, so... Did Lope commit suicide? Unusualness of the desk? Disappearing coat. Grudge between... The fact that the coat of the deceased is missing is particularly odd. Assuming Ma was honest, before they arrived on scene, the room was locked with no way in or out. Then, this coat must definitely still be inside this room. I should talk with Lope's relative. I need to obtain more information on the coat. Okay. Nothing useful on the desk, however, it felt like something was unusual about it. It seems like something is missing. What could it be? Maybe the book that his nephew's carrying around, perhaps? When I questioned him about the quarrels, Yangtze seemed somewhat flustered. Furthermore, he had a chance to tamper with the rice cakes, because he delivers them. Maybe Yangtze did kill him out of revenge. I did not find any hesitation wounds on Lope. That is very unusual for a suicide case. But what if he ate the rice cakes, passed out, and he had had a knife on the desk and fell on it? But just making wild accusations. There are no injuries caused... Well, he was stabbed 3 times, though. There are no injuries caused by a fight or a fall, so it is quite unusual for a homicide case. Perhaps this can explain why there aren't any defense wounds present. I would say the rice cakes. The reason there weren't any defense wounds was because Lope ate the rice cakes that contained knockout drugs, same ones I ate. Oh, bitch. He was in a state of unconsciousness when he was murdered. There must have been another person in the room at that time. That person is the murderer. Who could it have been? How were they able to leave the locked room? But we only have the nephew's word that the room was still locked. Because the detective broke in because he was shaking the door. What if it wasn't actually locked? And it was broken before that. Oh well, anyway. How did the murderer leave? I hung the door latch. Lope and I were the only ones inside until Officer Ma broke in. The only way to enter or exit the room is by going through the wooden front door. How did the murderer leave the scene without removing the door latch? Oh, can we have our assistant hack, or not hack, but pick the lock on the wardrobe? He mentioned it earlier. Or perhaps the other way. How did the murderer latch the door from the outside? Officer Ma tried to make light of the situation during our discussion. However, my intuition tells me that his connection with Lope is not as simple as he depicts. Okay. Let's see if our assistant... Afu, this wardrobe is locked. Do you think you can find a way to open it? No problem. This kind of bolt-pin spring lock is a piece of cake. I will leave it to you then. What you doing touching that wardrobe for, you punk? I thought I told you not to mess with the crime scene. Officer Ma, this wardrobe is one of the few remaining blind spots. If this leads to an error in the investigation, surely no one would want to see that outcome. Of course not. Due diligence is crucial to this case. You better be careful when you're opening that. Don't worry, Mr. Officer. I'm an expert on locks. Ooh. Oh yeah, he kind of does. Oh, okay. Oops. Okay. So this one, this one, this one, and then this one. Simple. Haha, I did it. Oh, there's another board in there. Look, Shen, it looks like someone hid inside the wardrobe before. Yeah, there's an empty space. Partition board removed, clothes piled, enough space for one to hide. Could it be that the murderer once hid inside this wardrobe? There's no rush to jump to conclusions. Let's first examine the scene carefully. Okay, so there is a board there. These are all clean clothes. They are now piled up on one side. These clothes are compressed. The board couldn't compress clothes alone. That's the same as before. We mark the empty space. What's this? Look, the partition board should have been laid horizontally on the wooden frames. True, the color on the sides of the wood frame are all old, yet the color on top seems new. It is very likely that this partition board was removed recently. Okay. I'm not progressing though, because the board is still, this seems quite odd. Shen, have you noticed something unusual? Look closely at the bottom of the wardrobe. The left side with clothes has collected dust. Yet the empty space to the right is unusually clean, as if it had just been wiped. Then it seems like someone cleaned this place. Ah. Why didn't I get credit for the other two? There's a strip of cloth over here. Could this be a clue? Take it out for further examination. All right. It's a bunched up strip of cloth. It was probably used as a ribbon to tie up clothes. This ribbon is dirty in the middle. It seems to be smudged with dust. Ugh. made an S sound. Snake. This quilt has traces of binding, so the ribbon most likely was removed from here. Why would someone remove the ribbon from a bundled quilt and stuff it inside the clothes? Indeed, it is quite peculiar. We need to record this situation. Okay. So we removed everything else. What's this? What is that black spot? A wood chip? All the clothes are clean. I guess a piece broke off from the partition board and landed there. No, the color and texture of this wood chip differs from that of the partition board. I'm knowledgeable in wood. Let me take a look. It really is different. Let me smell it as well. I wonder if this is going to smell like his hair smelled, maybe? Without a doubt, it's not the same material as the partition board. Explain your deduction. Camphor wood wardrobes can repel insects and leave a lasting fragrance on clothes stored within. His hair smelled like camphor wood. However, this chip has no fragrance. It's brownish and hard. It seems more like pine wood. Why would a pine wood chip appear in a wardrobe made of camphor wood? Worth noting. We need to keep an eye out for objects made from pine wood in this house. Understood. Nice. Sorry. Okay, who are we going to double question? Why is this wood chip worth investigating? How is it connected to this case? Isn't it common for something dirty to stick onto clothes? The wood chip appears between two piles of clean clothes. Also, it is made from a different wood. That's the reason why I'm so interested. Its relevance to the case depends on where it came from. Perhaps the wood chip came from this place. This ribbon is dirty in the middle. It must have been used in some way to leave such a smudge. You think the murderer took the ribbon to bind you or Lope? That's a reasonable guess. However, there are no rope marks present on both Lope and me. Oh, I see. Then again, this ribbon, I can't help but feel like I have seen it before. Where was it? I remember now. When I arrived last night, I saw cloth strips hanging from the ceiling. Oh. Could it be that Lope was strangled to death before he was stabbed? No. Then there would be strangulation marks around the corpse's neck. I don't know why it says present. Maybe if we look at the door again. The door is made of pine wood. Already looked at that. Can we ask him anything else? Yes. Your uncle's a tire coat. deerstalker, and false mustache was quite unusual. The hat and the mustache were all characteristics of his novelist identity. He purposely dressed himself up this way to become famous. So that ill-fitting strange coat was also one of his characteristics? Strange coat? You mean that western windcoat he wore all the time? Precisely, the windcoat made of silk. The tailor-made coat was one of my uncle's characteristics. He spent a lot to hire the best tailor and use the best fabric for the coat. But it turned out the fact that this windcoat is not present at the crime scene is what caught my attention. So you're saying that my uncle's coat disappeared into thin air? Perhaps the murderer took it with him. The way you said it, Mr. Shen, sounds as if it were a plot from a novel. Okay, no more questions for him. Can we ask the judge thing? I know we've already read this. Okay, I don't think we can back out of it. Oh, maybe Z? Okay. Try Officer Ma again, just because. Okay. He doesn't have anything new. Okay. Let me go back outside again. Just double check that he doesn't have anything else. No. Chickens. Okay. So I'm gonna try. Okay. According to Lotion, when this coat was tailor-made for Lope, the coat was one of the characteristics of Lope's novelist identity. He always wore it. Something of such importance ought to be left at the scene. However, it is no longer in this room. The murderer is the only person who has left this room. He must have taken the coat with him. The murderer must also have had a reason to do so. I don't know what present means. Stained coat. Details. Can we do as is? Oh. I don't know what I'm doing. Okay. What are the options on this other one? Okay, characters. So we can look at each person. He was the first one to arrive on the scene. He's still my main suspect, but that could be a red herring. Okay. Can I pick more than one? What's this? Oh, that's a glossary. Message history. Oh, that's cute. So we can like change his outfit. Interesting. Okay. I still say this is connected with this. Oh, that just changes. Okay, I think it came from here. This wood chip fell from the door latch. Okay, now that makes sense. The material and texture is perfect match with the door latch's fracture. Well done. This may just be the key to unlocking the truth. But very strange. How could a wood chip from the fracture of a door latch appear in a wardrobe? As the case gradually becomes clearer, the answer will come to light. Okay. So now what? Ah. Should you explain your reasoning to the Lord? Quit wasting time. If you ain't got a proper answer, just let me arrest you. Begin my deduction? Now? Shen, what do you do? There are still a lot of mysteries we haven't solved yet. We have already examined all the places that could be investigated within the courtyard. Even though the truth is yet to be clear, we need to discuss the case with Judge Chang. I believe you are now able to discuss this case. If so, you may begin. Deduction. When the deceased was discovered, this room was in a sealed-off state. The window cannot be opened, leaving us the front door locked from the inside. When the front door was reopened, the deceased and I were the only people inside the room. Under these circumstances, everyone, including myself, would instinctively believe that the murderer must be someone who is still within the room, which would be me. Hence, we have all neglected the possibility of a third person hiding inside this room. All right then, tell me, where on earth would this third person be hiding? That would be the wardrobe. All traces within the wardrobe show that someone was hiding inside it not long ago. There was another person in the room? Mr. Shen, was the person hiding in the wardrobe the murderer? I'm thinking yes. So the murderer first hid inside the wardrobe, then after you and Lope were drugged, he sneaked out, murdered Lope, and framed you for it, right? Oh, is that the truth behind this incident? It seems to conflict with the scenario in my memory. You're a dilly-dallying punk, running out of lies to tell. When I arrived last night, this wardrobe was already locked from the outside. If the person inside was the murderer, he would not have been able to get out by himself.
你倒是个明白人。
You're quite perceptive, I'll give you that. However, the arrangement with the wardrobe is indeed puzzling.
如果藏身其中的不是凶手，会是谁？
If the person hiding inside was not the murderer, who could it have been?
昨晚到达罗佩家后，是我自己从屋内挂上了门栓。
Last night, I was the one who latched the door.
人上在那以后，就不太可能
Theoretically, it is highly unlikely for anyone else to enter the scene after that.
床下堆满了书，衣柜上
Books piled under the bed and the wardrobe was locked. Nothing has changed.
而且有近期藏人。
Evidence points to someone in the wardrobe, the only place to hide.
最具分析表，
Bloodstains prove a third person, the actual murderer, was present at the time of the crime.
如果昨晚
The person in the wardrobe was not the murderer, then it could only be
那就只可能
this
是
person. But I don't know. I'm still leaning towards the nephew, though. Well, I guess we'll know if I'm wrong.
藏在柜子里的人，就是罗世龙。
Oh, he was the one hiding? I didn't know we were hiding. Never mind. You lie. What am I hiding inside my uncle's wardrobe for? He's right, Shen. Why would Lo Shen hide inside this wardrobe?
这个
Well,
说一下，
give me a moment.
容我
Allow me to reconsider.
沈先生，请在考虑清楚后再。
Oops.
如果昨晚藏于柜子中的人不是凶手，那就只可能
Oh,
是
it was not the murderer. It couldn't have been the assistant because he was gone. Why would it be the soldier? What if he was hiding and somebody was impersonating him? Any guesses? The assistant wasn't there. I doubt it was the judge. The only other two people I would be suspicious of would be the rice cakes delivery guy and the other detective. That's just suspicions. We know it's not him. Oh. The soldier that's guarding the gate or the one that's accusing us? But he came to come break down the door though, so I don't think he would be the one hiding in the closet. So my thought is either him or the dead guy even. Maybe there was an imposter and that's why the coat was missing. I think we've got 3 more guesses before it completely locks us out. So he delivers the rice cakes, but he claims he didn't know about the knockout drugs. And the one that was outside that he just delivered didn't have any knockout drugs in it. It wouldn't be my assistant. So these would be my guesses. I guess we could just try it and see. What's the worst that happens?
如果柜子藏的不是凶手的话，那就只能是罗佩。一派胡言！
What a load of bull.
罗峰为什么要躲进自己家的衣柜里？躲猫猫啊！
Is he playing hide and seek?
那是仅存的可能性。
That is the only possibility left. When you have eliminated the impossible, whatever remains, however improbable, must be the truth.
沈先生，
What is the reason for Lope to hide inside the wardrobe? It was not of his own will, in search of inspiration. Oh, it could be in search of inspiration. What if he was trying to... learn something for his book? Because it could have been research for his new manuscript. Or the murderer could have hit him in there. It was locked from the outside. So I'm going to go with this one.
不，他不是自己躲进柜子，
No, he did not hide inside the wardrobe of his own will.
而是被人
He was hid inside by someone else.
先生，
The person hiding inside the wardrobe last night was Lope. Then who did you meet?
是啊，
Indeed, didn't you just say that you only saw Lope in the room when you hung
屋内
the door latch?
我想
I believe that the person I saw in this room last night was not Lope,
而是凶手。
but the actual murderer.
我昨晚到达罗佩，
When I arrived at Lope's house last night, the candle inside was still lit,
当我敲了
but I had to knock on the door for quite some time before someone responded.
在开门之前，
Before opening the door, they even specifically tried to confirm if we had ever met before.
既然
Ah.
你昨夜见到的不是罗
The
佩，
person you met was not Lope. How
上见到尸体时，又
couldn't you recognize the corpse this morning?
昨夜见面时，他压低帽檐，戴假胡子，又有意背对着我，
Last night, he wore a hat and mustache, had his back towards me, and the lights were dim.
而那时，
By then, the real Lope had eaten the drugged rice cakes and was moved inside the wardrobe.
你刚说的这个吧，倒确实能解释。
What you have just said does explain the presence of a third person within the room.
马斧头，
Officer Ma, what do you reckon? These are all just speculations.
你可有证据能证明？
You got any evidence that proves the person was hiding inside the wardrobe was Master Lo? Oh, his hair smelled of camphor wood.
这是先生对尸体进行初步调查的结果，它能说明很多。
This is the autopsy report from our initial investigations. It'll answer a lot of questions.
首先，
Lope's hair
轻微的樟木香味，这能证明
smells of camphor wood, confirming he hid inside the wardrobe.
此话怎讲？
How is that so?
这个柜子
Camphor wardrobe repels insects and leaves a lasting fragrance on clothes stored within.
会染上香味，
Even if Lope's clothes catch the scent, his hair should not, unless Lope was inside the wardrobe and his head was against the partition board the entire time. Don't you forget, Master Lo usually wears a hat. That could have just been the scent from his hat. This hat has no scent. Coats and hats worn frequently don't go into the wardrobe. Mr. Shen's deduction is indeed reasonable. What else have you found on the deceased? Look here, white, glutinous rice powder on the collar of the deceased rice cake crumbs. This shows that, like I had, the deceased ate rice cakes that were laced with knockout drugs. He was stabbed 3 times, yet the absence of defense wounds also proves this point. He wore a loose fake mustache, likely removed and reattached. All of the details above are able to confirm my deduction. The Lope I met last night was actually impersonated by the murderer. Oh, yeah? Thank you. What kind of person would dress up as Master Lo? Mr. Shen's deduction does hold some truth. However, up until Officer Ma broke down the door, the room was locked from the inside. Oof. Hi. How could the murderer walk out of that room while it was locked from the inside, huh? The front doors are the only exit, and the door latch can only be hung from inside the room. Please have a look. This is the key evidence to solving the mystery of the door latch. I'm going to go with this because they could have used it to... maybe? Or it's the wood chip, because the wood chip means that it was broken and then hid in the wardrobe and then locked. Perhaps? Ouch. A wood chip? That is correct. The key lies within this wood chip. I don't get it. Is it normal for some stubble to fall from the partition board when moving it around? No, it is abnormal. The wood chip did not fall on the partition board. It appeared on the pile of clean clothes. More importantly, the inner wardrobe is made of camphor wood, yet this wood chip is pine wood. Afu carefully checked and confirmed the wood chip matches the broken latch. This wood chip is a piece of stubble that flew off when the door latch was broken. As Officer Ma kicked in, the wardrobe had been clearly locked until unlocked by Afu just now. This is extremely abnormal. That's strange. Why would the wood chip appear inside the wardrobe? I don't want to say it's insignificant. I've yet to completely deduce what caused the wood chip to appear inside the wardrobe. However, this issue is insignificant at this stage. What we need to focus on is when the wood chip entered the wardrobe and what it uncovers. Don't beat around the bush. Tell me now, what truth does it uncover? Simply put, the wood chip flew off the broken door latch before the wardrobe was locked. Which means that when the door latch broke, the door of the wardrobe was still open. Shin, the most recent time we know of that the wardrobe doors were open should be before you woke up, right? That is correct. Then doesn't that mean? That means that before Officer Ma kicked open the door latch was already broken. Haha! In other words, this is not a locked room at all. That was my suspicion. You're the best, Shin. No wonder the door was so easy to kick in. It just thought it was shabby and old. All contact leaves traces. The murderer's plan was flawed by a wood chip left in the wardrobe as incriminating evidence. This tiny wood chip not only exposed their cunning scheme, but also allowed me to follow their footprints and deduce their true identity. Ooh. I still think it's him. Because he said it was easy to break in. He was hidden in the wardrobe, and he's the one that was murdered. They are very similar in look, so he could easily disguise himself as his uncle. You can pick a chicken. The chimpkin did it. That's funny. Well, here we go. The murderer of this case is you, Lo Xinwen. You lie! How could I possibly kill my own uncle? Zhesheng, please, he's trying to frame me. Well, you believe that Lo Xinwen is the murderer. Where is the evidence? The door latch was not broken when the door was kicked open, but broken beforehand. The so-called sealed-off state of the room was an illusion created by the murderer. He appeared to knock on the door, but he was just securing it from unwanted entry. Until Officer Ma kicked the door, that is when the murderer let go of the door. In this way, he could mislead everyone into believing that the door was locked from the inside. You have all been fooled by his performance. Oh, damn, you treacherous leech! Wait, what? That, it wasn't me. Lo Xinwei, I will tell you this. You are the only person who believes your tricks were clever. That is because your scheme has a fatal weakness. What weakness? To ensure the success of your plan, you had to control the door at all times. Through reverse deduction, I can be sure that, Lo Xinwen, you are the murderer. You lie! Lo Xinwen, is there anything else you want to say at this point? He's a liar, deceiver, a fibster, and a cheater, a phony, and a misleader. He doth protest too much. I have something to say, too. You made up a story and said a bunch of absurd theories. Did you really see it happen? Why in the world should we believe your words? In my opinion, you're the one who is fooling everyone. Then what evidence do you have for saying that? There's a clear and simple reason. I have no motive to murder my uncle. He got me. I barely had time to investigate. I've yet to infer the motive for the murder. Lope is my uncle. My family by blood. Why would I want to kill him? What's more important is the problem between you and me. This is the first time we've ever met, am I right? That is correct. We have never met each other before. If we've never met, why would I go through the trouble of framing you by killing my own uncle? Because you were there conveniently? I couldn't possibly have known about your visit. How could I design a plot to frame you? But the motive would be for the uncle to die, not to frame the detective for killing him. It was a coincidence that I had surprised you in your act. A coincidence? Didn't you just say that all of this was a plot that I had designed? Mr. Shen, is it true that the two of you have never met? That is correct. If that's the case, then Lo Xinwen indeed has no reason to frame you. Things aren't looking good for us. Could you be mistaken? No way. Shen's deductions have never been wrong. Deduction? More like a one-sided statement. Where's the proof? Do you have any? Do you think that wood chip is enough? Lo Xinwen also has a certain truth to his words. Mr. Shen, do you have any further evidence to support your claim? Accusing him without proof is difficult and risks putting me in a tough spot if you're wrong. There are shameless people who claim to be detectives. Never thought I'd meet one today. Are we wrong? Or am I wrong? Ain't got no proof. Not at the moment. Then you leave me no choice but to seize y'all and punish y'all with torture. Damn it. I managed to come so far with my deduction. Am I really going to let him escape? Try to think harder. Could it be that we missed some kind of clue? Didn't you always say that you were really confident in your memory palace? Evidence that can be used to accuse Lo Xinwen must still be in this room. All contact leaves traces. The evidence is not non-existent, but instead undiscovered. All objects and all images settle in different locations sequentially. Well, there was the pen that was still wet with ink. And something's missing for the table. A handwritten manuscript. The thing that was missing from the table was Lope's manuscript. Ink on the inkstone has yet dried, and one of the calligraphy brushes has not dried out either. It indicates someone was writing at the desk last night. It could have been Lope or Lo Xinwen who was impersonating Lope. The manuscript should have been left at the scene unless someone took it away. When was the manuscript taken away? But he's holding something. Can't they just make him say what he's holding? Should have an impression. I should have an impression of this matter. When investigating the desk, I felt strange. I need to grasp onto this feeling. That will be the case breaker hidden inside my memory. I remember now. I saw a manuscript on the desk when I first awoke. That's why I felt odd during investigations. Ah. This means the manuscript was taken after I awoke. Someone concealed this clue during investigations. Who was it? Why would they do this? The most likely person would be the murderer. However, there are still other possibilities. Huh? Who are you? What's the probability of emergence of other possibilities? Aside from the murderer, no one else on scene had the motive to conceal clues. Hi. So how do we treat these low probability events? We temporarily exclude them from our hypothesis. I am really busy right now. Could you go away? I'm helping you sort out your case, great detective. Kitty. Why you being a turkey? What you doing, Kitty? What you doing? Assuming the murderer hid the manuscript, then the manuscript must be very important to them. What could be written in the manuscript? Their motive, key evidence, last words, or was the manuscript itself valuable? There are too many possibilities. We will continue. This is the question you're supposed to be asking. Why would something he risked taking away in broad daylight be left behind at night? They forgot it at the scene. It appeared after the crime. It was altered. Why would something he risked taking away in broad daylight be left behind that night? It might have been altered because it was written in. They left it behind. My first instinct would be to say that they forgot it. I'm going to say they forgot it at the scene. Maybe they were in a hurry? Sounds unbelievable. The murderer forgot something when they left the scene. Which would kind of make sense, because if they got interrupted in the middle of the murder, maybe they forgot it there afterwards. Upon returning, he recognized the manuscript's important and took the risk of keeping it. Had to be a premeditated murder planned in advance to be able to achieve such coherency. The murderer is a very meticulous person. They also reorganized the crime scene. What kind of thing could they have forgotten? Are you sure that everything went according to the murderer's plan? That's right. There was one thing that the murderer could not have planned. Him showing up. Even Lo Shinwen himself said that he could not possibly have known of my arrival. However, he actually designed a locked room and framed me for this crime. The most unreasonable part of all is that I became a part of his murder plan. I assume they would have another plan. The murderer had another murder plan, which was his original plan, which may have been to frame the guy that delivers the rice cakes. Murder's plan was foiled by my surprise visit and insistence on meeting Lo Pei. Realizing I had never met Lo Pei, the killer improvised and posed as him to frame me. So what was the murderer's original plan? I'm going to say frame another person. Could it be that Lo Xinwen had another scapegoat prepared? Probably not, since if there was another scapegoat, Lo Xinwen would not have allowed me indoors. Or perhaps coincidentally, that person did not show up for some reason. Possibility of such a happening is too low to be taken account of. It could have been a suicide. That's hard to say. I'm just guessing at this point. Because there's not a lot to go on. But if he took what was stolen, he probably wouldn't anybody to know that it was stolen. If it had not appeared, there would have been only Lo Pei's corpse. Evidently, the murderer's original plan was to make Lo Pei kill himself in the locked room. What could be hidden within the manuscript? Oh. So if he put a suicide note in the manuscript, that's why he would want to take it afterwards, because if he's framing someone else for murder, then it wouldn't be a suicide. Must have been a suicide note left on the scene. If you keep dawdling around, I'm going to have to resort to violence. Hold on. Judge Sheng, Officer Ma, I am now aware of all of the murder schemes. I, Shen Xianbing, promise to uncover the truth. Judge Sheng, there is no need to listen to this fabrication any longer. Seeing how much this bothers you, I actually would like to give Mr. Shen another chance. Mr. Shen, although I believe you are at the end of your rope, you may begin. Lo Xinwen and I are complete strangers. Yet I became a crucial part of his scheme because Lo Xinwen improvised his plan. His original plan was to falsify Lo Pei's suicide. Gasp! To falsify a suicide? Mr. Shen, do you have any evidence? I believe the murderer accidentally left a forged suicide note here when he fled the scene. There was such a thing? Mr. Shen, how could you be so full of yourself at a time like this? If you found a suicide note, take it out for everyone to see then. He really did forge some kind of suicide note. I'ma cuff Lo Xinwen in an instant. Officer Ma, may I ask you a question? Go on then. When I first awoke, I remember seeing a piece of paper on the desk. Did you see it? Now that you mention it, I think there was. But then again, I don't remember that clearly either. Officer Ma, you have repeatedly stressed that no one is allowed to tamper with the crime scene. However, during the investigations, the murderers secretly hid the note under your nose. Let's search the room again and find the suicide note. Mr. Shen, I advise you to stop stalling for time. Your ability to make up stories is even better than us novelists. Mr. Shen, I have already heard a handful of deductions today. Although your deductions sound quite reasonable, after all, they are just one-sided statements. I need to see solid evidence to settle this case. Zhesheng is so perspicacious? What is perspicacious? Since you claim that there is a suicide note, you have the obligation to find it. I will give you one last chance to point out where exactly that suicide note you speak of is. There is not a big difference between one chance or two chances, perhaps. Give me one last chance. This is what Mr. Shen said himself just now. Oh no. I am grateful, Judge Shea. One chance is more than enough. There's no such evidence like that at all. So, Mr. Shen, please point it out. We have one chance left. What are we going to do? Times like this, there's no choice but to take a gamble. Point out the location of the suicide note. Right there. The suicide note is hidden right here. Where? Evidently, it is hidden on your person. You lie! Officer Ma and I both searched inside and outside this house, but no note was found. The only possibility is that the forged suicide note is on your person. Just does Shen Qingping want to search my body without any clear evidence? I am a scholar of Guomao year. I don't kneel before officials. Oh. Well, if it is necessary to make myself more clear, this is the exact location. Come on. What? How could it possibly be hidden on me? The manuscript missing should be the book that you have been holding this entire time. The forged suicide note must be hidden within it. No, that's not. Officer Ma, take that book for examination. Lo Xinwen, stay where you are and don't you dare move. Hand over that book. You, what? Go, don't come near me. You punk, stop eating the books. Stop that. Huh, Lord, look, there's actually was a piece of paper folded in here. I inked a pact with death, awaited his arrival patiently. Tonight he finally knocked on my door. I trouble my last of kin, Lo Xinwen, to handle my affairs. Please keep matters simple. An accurate foretelling, Mr. Shen. This is indeed a suicide note. Lo Xinwen, you ungrateful little bastard. Master Lo treated you with love and care. How could you do something like this to him?
今天我要拿你这小子的脑瓜子磨刀。
I'm gonna sharpen my sword with that head of yours if that's the last thing I do. That's nonsense. He's the one who let me down.
罗世文，这么说你是承认自己杀害罗佩了？
So, Lo Xinwen, are you admitting that you killed Lu Pei?
污蔑！
Slander, lies. No, it wasn't me.
罗世文，无论你和罗佩之间有何恩怨，都不该动杀人之心，更不该构陷无辜。
Lo Xinwen, no matter the circumstances, murder was not an option, nor was framing the innocent.
沈先生，
Mr. Shen, could you recall the sequence of events in this entire case for me?
秉将大人，
Sure. The initial plan was to drug Lo Pei and use this ribbon in the wardrobe to kill him.
用衣柜中的那卷布袋，然后利用门
By
栓
using the door latch, he could create an illusion of Lo Pei hanging himself in a locked room.
不料，
However,
在他行凶的过程中，
during his act of murder, arrived unexpectedly, insisting on meeting with Lo Pei.
因此，他不得不改变计划，把先生嫁祸成凶手。
Therefore, his only option was to improvise his plan and frame Shen for the murder.
在我晕倒后，罗世文从柜子中将昏睡的罗佩抬出并杀害，又将凶器塞入我的手中。
Lo Xinwen drugged me, killed Lo Pei, and framed me by placing the dagger in my hand.
然后按原计划弄断门栓，伪造密室。
He thereupon broke the door latch according to the original plan to create a locked room.
却不知天网恢恢，疏而不漏。
Not knowing that justice has long arms.
在现实中杀人，跟在小说中想象作案，究竟是一样的。
How could murder in reality be the same as the imagination of committing crimes in novels?
死者胸口被刺后流了很多血，完成布置所花费的时间也比他预计的要长。
The deceased bled profusely, and it also took longer than he expected to set up the scene.
他忙中出乱，留下了许多漏洞。
As he was in a hurry, there were many loopholes.
漏洞？有什么漏洞？
Loopholes? What loopholes?
在弄断门栓时，
When he broke the door latch, he did not notice the wood chip that flew into his sleeves.
他没有时间。
He had no time to reorganize the wardrobe and simply stuffed the ribbon into the clothes pile.
不料，
Without notice, the wood chip slipped out from his sleeve and was left in the locked wardrobe. Ah.
最致命的，
The most fatal one was that he actually forgot to take the suicide note with him.
为此
So he took away the manuscript from the table and hid the note in it.
掩人耳目。我说的没错，
Am I mistaken, Lo Xinwen? You are the culprit who murdered Lo Pei. No, none of you truly understand. That's mine. It belongs to me. All of this is mine.
怎么会？
How could I? No, no way, no way, no way, no way, no way, no way. No way. Oh,
气死我了！
look at that punk. He just fainted.
沈先生，此案峰回路转，
Mr. Shen,
你的表现令我印象深刻。
your performance has impressed me deeply.
不仅在短
Not
时间
only
内
were you able to clear your
为自己
name,
的冤屈
you also
还帮
uncovered
我们
the culprit.
找到了真凶，了不起！
Extraordinary. Our biggest critic is now a fan.
不过，
However, I still have a glimmer of doubt.
上大人请讲。
Pray tell, Your Honor.
我刚比
The
较了
handwriting in the
遗书上的
suicide
字迹
note and
与
Lo
罗
Pei's
佩手
manuscript
稿上的字迹
is
两
strikingly
者
similar.
颇为相近。罗世文尚
Lo
未承认
Xinwei has not confessed and his motive is not clear. This case faces many variables.
本案难免再生变数。如果想要此案成为铁案，还需要掌握更多的证据。对吗？
order for this to become an ironclad case, more evidence needs to be found. Am I correct? Yes, that's right. What do you reckon, Mr. Shen? Lo Xinwen wore Lopei's coat when he was impersonating him. That coat is missing. He probably took the coat when he first left the scene. He must have had a compelling reason. Oh, what reason is that? I suspect it was stained with the victim's blood. The drugged rice cakes as well. Lo Xinwen must have taken them away. He didn't have much time to deal with these items, so they could still be hidden somewhere. Well, Officer Ma, what do you reckon? We find out that Lo Xinwen is hiding a blood-stained coat, then the case is closed. I'll send people out to search for it right away. Well, what's left of this matter is all procedural. You have suffered injustice today, Mr. Shen. Let's leave this place together. Ooh. Solved! Woohoo! Well, we will see if there's like a little follow-up, but I think I'm going to leave it here. Unexpected misfortune. You don't seem particularly happy, even though the case is closed. Is it because you still haven't figured out the motive? Don't worry about it. We'll just go and ask Lo Xinwen after he wakes up. Afu, do you still remember the reason why I came to visit Lo Pei? For the investigation of the unsolved case of Shen's brother in London 3 years ago. You said that Lo Pei's novel was related to the unsolved case on your brother. Ooh. Due to the peculiarity of the location of the crime, Scotland Yard ordered secrecy. Including me, perhaps no more than 5 people have been exposed to the details of this case. Recently, I stumbled upon a new detective fiction published in the Shanghai News. Is the confined room mystery written by Lo Pei? That is correct. A novelist living in rural Hunan could not possibly have connections to the London case. What was eerie about this matter was, Shen, could it be that the details of the crimes written in Lo Pei's novel are exactly the same as that case? Now that Lo Pei is dead, we've lost another lead. Unless Lo Pei wasn't the one who wrote it. And that's why the handwriting is so similar to the suicide note. Perhaps his nephew was the real author. But our only hope is Lo Xinwen. Perhaps he will know of something, but he is still unconscious. If that's the case, why don't we go grab some breakfast, Shen? Let me tell you something, Shen. I walked past this food stall earlier. The fermented bean curd they were selling smelled really yummy. Number 1, case closed. Nice. I think this is a good place to call it. I'll let it finish loading. Oh. Now, let's see. I need... Okay, well, I can figure out how to save it. But Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I will stream this one again probably next week, and maybe we'll solve another case. But have a good night. Bye-bye.